Okay, we're live now.
Okay, I'd like to call the North Ridgeville Board of Zoning and Building Appeals meeting to order. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it
for
stands,
which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible,
justice
with liberty and justice for all.
Will the clerk please take roll?
Members of the board, Kane.
Here.
Bullock,
Here.
Masterson. Here. Thibodeau.
Here.
Winkle,
Here.
Kimball.
Here.
Members of the administration, Chief Building Official Furston,
Here.
Assistant Law Director Morgan,
Here,
all present, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Are there any corrections to the minutes dated Thursday, October 22nd? Hearing none at this time, the minutes will stand as stated. Are there any reports to come from Planning Commission this evening?
Mr. Chairman, there are no reports at this time.
Thank you. Under other reports and correspondence, we did receive an email from a neighbor of the applicant tonight. Hope everyone's had a chance to review that. If there's no other reports or correspondence, at this time, we'll move on to the public hearings. Will the clerk please read the first application?
Applicant Lara Mossberger, 5652 Opal Street, North Ridgeville, Ohio, 44039. Owner Joseph Mossberger, 5652 Opal Street, North Ridgeville, Ohio, 44039. Requesting variances to North Ridgeville Codified Ordinance, Section 1260.04 for a 23-foot front yard requiring a 7-foot variance, and Section 1294.01G10 for a shed in the front yard. Location 5652 Opal Street in an RS1 Special Residence District. Permanent parcel number 07000171200061. Building inspector's comments. Section 1260.04 RS1 zoning requires 30-foot front yard. Applicant requesting 23-foot front yard requiring 7-foot variance. Section 1294.01 G10 accessory building shed not allowed in front yard. Applicant requesting shed in front yard. Both variances require BZA approval.
Thank you. Is there a representative here this evening?
Yes, Joseph Mossberger.
Thank you. Sir, if you could do me a favor and state your name and address, and I'll swear you in for the record.
My name is Joseph Mossberger, 5652 Opal Street, North Ridgeville, Ohio, 44039.
Thank you. Do you swear or affirm the statements you're about to make in front of this Board of Zoning and Building Appeals for the City of North Ridgeville are true as you shall answer unto God or under the penalties of the law of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. Could you please tell us a little bit about your application?
Yes, so I submitted an application to build a shed in the back of the property. And so I didn't realize that there's a paper road there because nobody ever drives on it or anything like that. So I submitted it. It was approved. I started to build, or I put the holes in. They came out and they approved the holes. I started to build a platform. And then I found out that there was a phone call that said that I have to get a variance to continue or whatever. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's basically a piece of land that's behind my property that I purchased. There's a pole barn. I know like a couple of years ago, we
Thank you.
Sorry. I know there's a pole barn right next to it that we had that, so, I mean, it's just basically going right up next to that thing, but on the other side, so to speak.
Sure. Well, this is a pretty much a perfect example of why a Board of Zoning and Building Appeals exist. Typically, when you read through the application, a shed in the front yard of a house sounds pretty unique, but considering that it's a paper street that I would imagine is highly unlikely to be ever developed, never know what could happen in the future, but it seems unlikely that that road will ever go through. So it is essentially just a continuation of your current backyard, essentially. Seems to make sense to me. And are there any questions or comments from any board members?
Vice Chair or Chairman?
Yes.
Hi, I did go out to the house. I actually did knock on the door because I had the hardest time finding the paper street to begin with. And the only way that I could find the paper street was to walk through their backyard to locate it. Because at the other end of Birch, I mean, there was no indication. Usually on some of the paper streets, you can see where the street is. I mean, there is some gravel back there, but it was really difficult. I also did want to commend the homeowner for not continuing with the construction and following proper procedures. Thanks a lot. I concur with the chairman. This is the exact reason why we're here.
Are there any other questions or comments from any board members?
Now, Mr. Chairman, I see that big pole barn next door to him. I don't see where the shed he's trying to put in is any more of an issue than that pole building is right there. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions or comments from any board members? Anything from the administration? Are there any questions or comments from YouTube Live or the Zoom audience?
There are no questions or comments on YouTube Live, Mr. Chairman.
Well, if there's no other questions or comments at this time, the chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second,
Will the clerk please take roll?
Kane,
yes.
Smolik,
Yes.
Masterson,
Yes.
Thibodeau,
Yes.
Kimball.
Yes.
Motion carries with a vote of 5-0.
Thank you for joining us this evening, sir. We will have a signed copy mailed to you in the next few days, and you are all set to go.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too.
Good night.
Is there any
Good
other
night.
business to come in front of the board this evening?
Nope.
No.
Hearing none, at this time, the chair makes a motion to adjourn. All those signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting
Aye.
adjourned.
Hi,
Good night,
everybody.
everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Bye.
Have a
Happy
good
Yeah,
night.
happy Thanksgiving.
Holidays.